Yes, I am ready to go live. There we go. All right. Well, we are live. Greetings, humans. Greetings. And welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods. People, we've got a little saying around here. Oh, Bear show here. Maybe you might be new here. One of the new subscribers out there, by the way, thank you very much. Thank you so much. We are only, what was it, six or seven subscribers away from 400. Come on. Let's get there, people. Let's get there. Anyways, we've got a saying. We've got a saying at the show. It's not necessarily what's going on. The news is not necessarily what's going on. It's what's going to go on. And that's kind of what we got here today, people. I tell you. Bear had something in his bonnet. He's thinking like, okay, this whole Barbie movie, this is kind of odd, this kind of strange. I don't know what the deal is with it, but let's kind of dig a little bit deeper and kind of find out. Oh gosh, what was that? Maybe a month and a half, 2 months ago, or something like that. And now look at everybody. Oh, the Barbie movie, blah blah blah. And it's like, yeah, where the heck were you people? I mean, it's like you didn't expect this to be a feminist film. Like, it's Greta Gerwig out there. Of course. I mean, it comes from the whole Mumblecore scene out there. So, of course, it's going to be a freaking terrible feminist type movie. I like the look of it. It looked very interesting. The look was very good. Had some great marketing. We'll talk about that in just a minute here. But, I tell you, it's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting out there. Seeing some of the reaction, it's like, yeah, of course. You people are movie critics. You guys ladies didn't expect this out there. Like, what? Come on, people. Come on, man and or woman. Anyways, that's Bear's little thing here. One of the other things, instead of it being, all negative stuff all the darn time. Oh, I hate this movie. Blah 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 blah. Instead of doing the negative 100%, we're going to do a little bit of positivity here. So we're going to open up in just a minute. Actually, let Bear do the thing with the thing here. We're going to do a little box open here from Narwhal. It looks like we got in Cerberus. We got it in the other day. So we're going to do a little bit of a live box open here. So we're going to do that. We're going to repost the box open just as its own little video here later on. So Bear is going to go ahead get started with everything. If you have any questions, just leave it there in the comments. Bear will get to it once we're finished. If you want to see something up close or anything like that, just let Bear know. He'll put it back up and we'll get to it. But at first, let Bear get started here. I need to turn on the camera. That would help. Maybe some lights as well. So talk amongst your shelves out here, people. Hey, great to see Amy. Great to see Amy out here. I hope your weekend is going well here. Hope it's going well. Give Bear just one moment here. We're going to do a little bit of a box open. So hold on. Do the thing with the thing. Let's see, does it work? Test, test, test. La 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 la. La 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 la. Okay, let me turn this up. Get it closer or something like that. Hold on, a beer. Beer's gonna get to it here. Let's see, that might work. Oh, of course I got it in the frame there. Alright, well, whatever. That's what happens when you do a live show, people. Alright, test, test, test. It could use a little bit higher. Let's see here. Test, test, test. There we go. Getting a little bit behind the scenes, people. Little bit of behind the scenes beer here. Alright, so what we're going to do here real quick. We're going to do the opening. So we'll do an opening, all that stuff. When Bear finishes, don't leave. Bear will be right. We're just doing this to clip it out there, people. So good to see Amy out there. Had a great weekend. Hope everybody else doing well as well. Yes, indeed. All right, we're gonna get this started, people. We're gonna try and do this in one take. It's gonna be hard, but put your trust in Bear. All right. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods, and today, got a package in from Narwhal. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and check it out. So you might as well stick around, people. Well, let's see. Is P-Money here? Bear's gotta do his theme song here. P-Money, this is for you, man. Stomp picks. Yes, indeed. And welcome back. Bear appreciates it very much. You know what? If you haven't subscribed, Bear's only got 7 more till he gets 400. So make sure you hit not only the thumbs up button, but make sure you hit that subscribe as well. Bear would appreciate it very much. All right, enough of that jibber jabber. Got a package in today. You know, Bear was out foraging through the neighborhood trash cans when all of a sudden the postman comes up delivering the package to little Timmy McTimerson. Bear chased the postman away and he dropped this package right here. So let's go ahead and check it out, people. Check it out. We've got the old, Bear could do it with his bear claws, but got the old trusty knife instead. So there we go. Makes a little bit of an easier opening. Bear tries to do it with his bear claws here. It could make quite a mess out here. So very good. Only dropped the one time, so it's got the one ding on there, but other than that, looks like it. Very, very heavy too. So let's go ahead and check it on out. See what's inside. That would be the point of a box open, people. Yes, indeed. There we go. By the way, it came out relatively quickly. Narwhal had the campaign up for, oh gosh, I don't know, a couple weeks, maybe a month or two. And then it's already here, people. So the power of Narwhal compels you. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. Let's see, we got it open. Ah, Bear's nemesis, the tape. Gosh darn it. Well, very well packed. Thank you, Narwhal. Here we go. Old Gemini mailer. Sign of quality. Let's go ahead and see what is inside. See what's inside, people. Oh, for crying out loud. More tape. Thank you, Narwhal. Thank you for well packaging this package here. Let's see, can we shake it out? We could sort of, we'll just, all right. Anything else? Nope, nothing else. Whoa. Here we go. So we've got, oh, holy cow, a huge selection here, people. Let's go ahead, get into it, and figure out what we've got here. We've got the old packaging that we got to get through here first. For crying out loud. Here we are. Once again, very well packaged. Thank you, Narwhal. Do appreciate it very much. Whoa. Here we go. So we've got, that would be a Cerberus. That would be Narwhal Cerberus. Narwhal Cerberus out here. So let's go ahead. Check it on out. Man, that's a pretty thick book, people. I don't know if we can tell, but probably, I don't know. Bear will have to leave the page count around here somewhere, but I don't know. 80 to 100 pages, something like that. And I think this is part 1 of part 2, so there you go. There you are, people. Check out the interior here. Very cool. I believe this was... Well, let's take a look. It was a different artist. Narwhal wrote this many years ago. If Bear remembers correctly. Here's the Narwhal cover. Here we go. Pretty cool. Let's see. I believe it was the same people that were doing the Monster MD stuff. So let me take a look here. Cerberus, written by Narwhal. That would be art by Monica. Oh, Monica, I apologize. Monica Mancini? Colors by Jared Newell and Narwhal. Good coloring from Narwhal there. Letters by Eric Weathers. Eric letters too much. And edited by Blake Worrell. So very cool, very nice. That's how it opens up, people. That's how it opens up. Of course, some great coloring in there. Great coloring. Good job, Narwhal. Good job. Harry, she says. No, not the dog. That would be the chef. You gotta be very cautious with your Chinese chefs and dogs. Be very, very cautious, especially if you're a dog. Especially if you're a dog out there. I'm trying to get to another page here, people. These claws just are not doing it for old Bear here. So we'll go to this one here. Oh, he's got a nice little script art and preview for part number 2. So I like how he kind of lays some of that stuff out. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you, Narwhal. So there's some extra stuff there. In the back, if you want to check that out. Let's see. Let's do another one here. There is a laughing monkey. A drunk monkey. You get a whole extra book. Whole extra, I don't know, 10, 15 pages there? Pretty cool. Of a drunk monkey. I think he misspelled that there. Bear's not certain. He didn't go to college. Well, he did go to college, but it was clown college. Anyways, here we are. A loyalty after death. That would be when Lee Burton's human master is murdered. He begins an investigation to find the killer. His only lead, it was another dog that did it. I knew it. All along. Lee's investigation will take him through the animal kingdom of the city of Seattle. Man, oh man. As he parallels the human investigation happening in tandem. Very cool. So there you are. Part 1 of 2. So we'll have to find out what happens after the fact there. What happens after the fact? Here we go. Here we are. Oh, shoot. My camera's not on. For crying out loud, people. Of course, Bear does all this stuff without this going on. Oh, of course. Naturally. One of these days. Professional show. All of that stuff. Yada. For crying out loud. Well, there we are. That was a beautiful box open that nobody else got to see except for Bear. It was all in Bear's imagination. All in the imagination of Bear. For crying out loud. For crying out loud. One of these days, people, Bear will do, eventually, one of these days, a professional show. Maybe in year 5. Probably in year 5. Nobody saw that. Well, anyways, let's check out Narwhal's shorts compendium out here. Very cool. Holy cow, that is a thick book. A thick book. Holy cow. Let's check it out here. He's got a number of stuff here. Occurrence on Owl Creek Bridge. Interesting stuff there. Let's see if it gets an index of things that go on here. Check it out. Check it on out. There we go. Let's see. Narwhal Shorts Compendium. That would be the Naked Samurai, a pickle. Not sure if those two should go together. Earthbound Draft, the Naked Samurai 2. Occurrence at Owl Creek, we just saw. The Mask of Red Death. Naked Samurai number 3. The Earthbound Trade. A Cave Slave. And Robo Zan, which I believe is a part of his new campaign. Narwhal. Sleeping in his crowded desk there, with a mask on. Who wears a mask, for crying out loud? I guess if you're getting your picture taken, you might as well wear a mask with it. So here we go, some good stuff here. I believe this might be the Cave Slave. This might be the Cave Slave one, which, Bear got a hardcover with, so it might be coming separately. So that actually might be a box open that Bear can do, that everyone can see. So there we are. Nice and thick. That's going to take a long time for Bear to read. And of course, he actually has this thing called interactivity. I have no idea what's in it. No idea what it's about. He basically talks about storytelling, if Bear remembers correctly. Nothing on the back except for honey. That's what drew Bear to it. That's what drew Bear to all of this. Yes, indeed. Not sure what's going on there. But there is a bear up front and honey on the back. That's going to give the old seal of approval from Bear here. Yes, indeed. So there we are. There is no artwork in here. So just so you were aware. Well, there might be a little bit of artwork, but not much. So there you go. It's kind of a writer's book, I suppose. Let's see, an illustrated storytelling essay by Narwhal. No interactivity. Some interactivity. Lots of interactivity. That's what you get when you watch Bear's channel. Except for when he's not actually showing. Because his camera's not on. Crying out loud. Anywho, there we go. Narwhal's books here. Very good stuff. Like he said, with the situation with some of the movies out there, everybody's all down on it and everything. Well, we need great artists like Narwhal, all the other great Comicsgate artists out there. Bring us some stuff to have as an alternative to all this stuff. There we go. Very cool. Very good stuff. Thank you so much, Narwhal. We do appreciate that. Let's do this number. Put that up there. We can put that up there. Oh, for crying out loud. This thing, it's got the thing on the back there where it falls all the time. There we go. There you are. There is some interactivity from Narwhal and from Bear. So that's going to take a while for Bear to read. And of course, all of his shorts as well. So there we go. Bear finally got on Narwhal shorts. There we go. Anyways, there you are, people. Hope you enjoyed. You know what? All of this not shooting a box open made Bear hungry for some reason. So he's got to head back into the woods. So until next time, people. Grr. Oh, for crying out loud. What does the chat have to say? The chat has to say, Beer, no camera, please look at chat. For crying out loud, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Amy. Let me make sure this is turned down to the proper setting here. Nobody's yelling about or anything like that. So there you go. There you are. Sorry about that, everybody. Great to see Melissa here. Amy says, Timmy, warn Bear, no camera. Dear Timmy, would you please stick your head out the window and shout, Bear, it's not the unboxing footage. No reason, sign no one in particular. That would be Melissa. Thank you. Professional show, wow. How long did it take to make that book? I have no idea. This one, it was written by Narwhal here, the Cerberus book here. Written by Narwhal, I believe, a couple years back, so he'd already had it written. I believe Monica got onto this after she did, it might have been Monster MD, it might actually have been after, what was the other one that he was doing here? Terror in the Trenches. So, I don't know. When Narwhal put this out there, he was saying it was going to be a pretty quick delivery of it, because it was already pretty well wrapped up, so, he did a good job. Did a very good job with that, for crying out loud. There we are. Good stuff. There should have been a fourth book. I believe it's being shipped separately. It was The Cave Girl. And it was going to be a hardcover. So all of these are a little bit in the softcover variety here. There you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. It's a collection, so he should have been working on this for a while. This one was. This one right here. Yes, indeed. Compendium is what they call it. It's a little known fact that narwhals write really good comics. Bears along with them really well in the wild. There we go. Oh, bears get along with them really well in the wild. There you go. Got to support a bear book. That is true. Maybe not 3 volumes of a brave samurai though. A bear samurai. A naked samurai. Naked samurai. I will. Bear will enjoy dinner, but much later, people. Much later, not right now. Bear is not walking away. Not walking away, but Bear did the box open song, and there's no P money. I'm really aggravated about that. Yes, indeed. Jiminy says Cerberus was great. That is a high praise. High praise from Jiminy out there. Very cool. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We'll check this one out. I forget if you happen to remember how many pages it was. Let Bear know, because it was a pretty thick book. By the way, just so got the Cerberus book. This was on Indiegogo. It might. I think he has it. A couple of these books on the Fund My Comic campaign that he has up. The Earthbound III campaign that he has up on Fund My Comics. So I had to add these two in, and I forget if Cave Slave. There might have been like a book, and then you could add like 2 books, and then these 2 were added on. It might have added on Cave Slave as well, but yeah, these 2 books were sold in the past. And he offered them again. So there you are. The interactivity is a bit more of a writer's book, talking about how to write, how to craft stories, that sort of deal. So I'm looking forward to checking that out, see what his thought processes are behind all that. And some people have seen the shorts before. Let's see, the Naked Samurai one, what was it called? Robo Zong or something like that. The monkey one. That was out there before. He had a couple different, I guess, versions of Earthbound. So all that's in there. So we'll check that out. Thick. Look, this book's pretty thick. This one's actually even thicker. Even thicker, people, if you can believe it. You could make a single of the box open song. Yes, indeed. It would run up against the what's the one that's number 1 on iTunes? The something about a small town or something like that. I forget. Bear doesn't listen to country. Crying out loud. Love country. Gosh, that Bear doesn't even have to have any country albums. They'll just flow by on the river there and just be like blasting country music for no apparent reason. There you go. There's Bear's knowledge on country music. There you are. Anyways, finally got the freaking camera on. Let me stop the recording here. That would help. There we are. There is that. Jiminy says, I just got Cave Slave and Cerberus, a Drunk Monkey was included. There you go. I think he offered a Cave Slave as both a hardcover and a regular cover here. So if Bear had gotten the regular cover, I'm sure they would have all came in together. But I think pretty sure that the extra one was coming in separately. So that might actually be the box open that Bear does. It was a beautiful box open. I'm sure everyone was riveted just by Bear's voice and describing what he was going through. Especially the tape, people. You didn't get to see the tape. Man, oh man. Jiminy knows about tape out there. Bear's nemesis. Urgh. In fact, if you actually watch the box open videos, the little video that Bear plays when he's singing the song out there, that's actually Jiminy's box that Bear got 2020, I think? It was back in 2020. Quite a while back. So there's Jiminy's contribution to all this sort of stuff. Let's see. We heard the tape. Well, there you go. It could be. What do they call that now? It's a podcast. You can do stuff like a podcast on YouTube. So there we go. It will be the very first box opening podcast. We hear Bear. It's like an ASMR box open. There we go. Bear has figured out a brand new genre. ASMR box openings. There we are. All right. Well, anyways, people, that was Bear's somewhat attempt here to do a box open. It was glorious for Bear. Um, Maybe not for everybody else here, but there you go. There you go. Of course, you've got the microphone. If anybody wants to check out Bear's equipment here, here's the microphone that Bear uses. Of course, you can't hear me. There you go. That was in the way, so there we go. There we are. Amy says, I bet tape would be hard to deal with, especially when you have fur. Yes, indeed. And the claws just aren't what they used to be anymore. They kind of a little bit rubbery, if Bear might say. A little bit rubbery. There we are. Anywho, that's. I wanted to try a positive note before we move this. Hold on one second. Let me get out of there. 1 second, people. Talk amongst your shells out here, people. Talk amongst your shells. Where the heck are the headphones at? Let's see. Test. We gotta test all the damn time. There we go. Alright. That work? That works, people. That works. Beer has to check. Sorry about that. Alright, let's see. LOL, maybe you should try a new moisturizer for you. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Beerwood. Gotta have the clean hands. Clean hands for Beer out here. And sensitive. Very sensitive hands. Sensitive claws. Alright, where the heck was Beer before we got into all of this stuff? We actually have some news out there for you good people. So let's go ahead and jump directly on into it. Let's say hello to everybody out there. Hello everybody out there. There we go. Because we've actually got some news, people. Yes, indeed. Bear knows his audience. Movies, comics. We don't need any of that. No, we're talking about lab-grown meat, people. Everybody was saying, we gotta grow chickens. We've got to grow the beef. We can't have them out there in the farms eating the grass and farting all the time. It causes all the global warming. You thought it was your SUV. No. It was the cows all along. Who knew? Cow farts. That's the most deadliest thing since whatever caused the ozone hole up there. We gotta ban all the cows, ban all the chickens. Just grow our own meat. Well, slight little problem there. From the Epoch Times, who is this? And Byron Young, lab-grown artificial quote-unquote meat may actually be worse people for the environment. Don't tell them out there their heads might explode. Exploded it. A lab-grown meat, quote-unquote meat, may be potentially worse for the environment than actual beef and may have an even larger carbon footprint, according to a recent study. This follows the USDA approval of the FDA's decision on June 21st. We talked about this to greenlight the sale of lab-grown meat to American customers. Suckers, Bear would say. A good meat, a company that grows cell-based meat in labs, just like Mama used to make. Cell-based meat in labs, announced in June the FDA's approval to sell its products. Advocates of lab-grown meat, which is cultured from animal cells, has been lauded by activists of being more environmentally friendly than beef, as it uses less land, water, and produces, as they say, no greenhouse gases, farts, compared to raising cattle. The United States joins Singapore as the only country approving cell-cultured meat for human consumption. Really? No, nobody else wants to take a swing at that. Gee, I wonder why. Only chicken has passed the official government approval process for now, with a no questions letter that grants permission for distribution. But pork and beef will have to wait. However, they say here at the Epoch Times, a preprint study by researchers at the University of California, California Davis that is, has found that the environmental impacts of lab-grown or cultivated meats are likely to be orders of magnitude higher than its natural counterpart, based on current and near-term production methods. Amy Quinton from UC Davis Department of Food Science announced preliminary results from the study of the environmental impact of lab-grown meat in May 22nd. Why did it take so long? The researchers assessed that the amount of energy needed and the greenhouse gases emitted to create artificial beef, quote-unquote, and compare it with traditional organic meat production. It was found that scaling up production and using current lab methods was highly energy intensive. No, really? You mean growing meat in a lab is it's going to take energy? Huh. Had no idea. Strange, that is. Strange. Amy says, yay, a science meat. Science meat. That's the best news. So, what about before we arrived in America and the bison were as thick as ants in the wild? Would that make the carbon whatever's even worse? No, because it was the Indians. The Indians that were killing the bison out there. And we all know the Indians. Zero carbon footprint out there. It's been documented. Scientifically, people. They make the world a better place. Even that's what it is. We got rid of the bison and the Native Americans. Of course, the Native Americans, took away the land of bears, but and that's a whole other story for another time, people. Another time. Freeways should be much better for the environment than cows, says Amy. That's true. Melissa says, I've heard some labs use some pretty iffy cells for their meat. Iffy cells, asked Amy. Fantastic, you need a few cells to clone, and you don't even use the tasty ones out there. Actually, that is a, pardon beer here if he goes on another foundation rant. Jiminy, if you're out here, back beer up. The whole Lee Pace situation there with the Foundation, like the whole, they're all clones. They're all clones of the Emperor from like 1,000 years ago or something like that. So they're all clones. They're the same person, just kind of handed down, time after time after time. The big twist in last season, spoiler alert, people, for show that nobody really watches. The genetic material had become corrupted, so they weren't actually the 100% same as Emperor so and so at the beginning of the line there. So they were all freaking out. Oh, we're not actually the same, and this season they're kind of going along with that as well. So there you go. There is your bad cells out there, iffy cells, if you will, iffy cells. That is beer's. Last night's show, I don't know. Even the Lee Pace stuff wasn't that fun, so. Beer's glad he didn't do a watch long. It would just be like, oh, for crying out loud. Water Girl, Space Jesus, Female Chris Rock, Anywho. Oh, they introduced new. Gosh, if they don't have enough, women that can do everything out there. All the men in the show are just like complete wimps, except for Lee Pace. It's like, oh, great, here we go. So they're like, it's like Space Mexico. They're on like the Mexican planet. I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, that is beer's number 2 Foundation rant out there. Anyways, I still have to watch the new season of the Foundation, says Jimmy. Well, one of these days. It'll just be me and Jiminy doing the watch along. The first episode was good. Last night episode, it was a step backwards. All you gotta do is just fast forward through the Water Girl stuff and you're fine. Just watch the Lee Pace stuff. You're good. Hashtag female Chris. Right? Isn't it? That was what the Bear's first thing whenever he saw with the freaking like early 90s Chris Rock hairdo with the, I'm like, that's female Chris Rock. Anyways, that is Lee Pace is evil. Oh, that's the best part. It's the best part of the entire show. Space Tacos. There we go. That show would be a lot better. A lot better with Space Tacos. What the hell are we even talking about? Lab grown meat? What? Anyways, there we go. It is bad, apparently, for the environment out there. This is gonna work. We're gonna do it. All right. Cell cultured meat. Yay. They'll pick up sales after they become more aware of the product. No. Once you tell them it's cancer meat, they're going to be burning down the freaking factories. Crying out loud. Anywho, we know Bear knows his audience out here. Bear knows the audience out there. Bear's comment about Comicsgate is a collection of foodies and alcoholics who sometimes talk about comics. So there you are. There you go. San Diego Comic-Con is back, people. Hardly anybody showed up because the actors are on strike. We'll get into that in a second. Nobody showed up, but they actually had something that's tweaked Bear's interest. Oh God, for the longest time. They actually had the Adam West Batman movie way back in the 60s. Late 60s, early 70s. They did one movie with Adam West. I can't remember if they did two or not. Might have been like a TV special or something like that. But the next movie with Adam West was going to be Batman versus Godzilla. They're going to do a mashup there. Oh my God, that would have been the greatest movie of all time, people. Unfortunately, we're never going to see it, but somewhat close enough here. Some members over here at Screen Rant say, Justice League take on Godzilla and Kong. You don't have to have Kong in an epic crossover, people. So let's check out some artwork here. Check out some delicious artwork here from Batman versus Godzilla, and also King Kong for some reason. I don't know why, but there you go. For some reason. DC Comic reveals Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong in an upcoming crossover that will pit the iconic team against two legendary kaiju. One and a monkey. Maybe. The Justice League is about to square off with two of the most titanic legends. That would be Godzilla and Kong. As San Diego Comic-Con gets started in earnest. Ernest is there? I thought he was dead. DC Comics revealed details of the shocking new crossover. On day one of SDCC, DC Comics kicked things off. Let me grab a drink. Kicked things off with an exciting announcement. This October, DC is teaming up with Legendary Comics to produce Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong. Whew, that's a long one. 7 issues. Really? They're really milking that one. 7-issue series from writer Brian Bucatello from The Flash, Injustice, and Detective Comics, and artist Kristen Deuce. That would be Batman Fortnite 0 Point. Okay, I guess that was a mashup. And colorist Louis Guerrero. The Flash change of the Super Sons. And they say what started as a routine clash between the Justice League and the Legion of Doom takes a dangerous turn when the wall between worlds is breached. I hate when that happens. With Godzilla, Kong, and the Monsterverse emerging on DC's Earth. What ensues will be a brawl of unprecedented scale and destruction. The debut issue will come with several covers, with Drew Johnson providing the standard cover. Let me show one of those covers. I think we got one of those here. Let's see. There we go. There was one of the covers there. There we go. The first issue will also offer gatefold variants of Godzilla and Kong with sound effects chips. Huh? Okay, whatever. We need to get on that. Forget the chromium covers. We need to have sound effects chips. Comicsgate Comics, featuring the two Titans' iconic roars. Details are scant on the crossover itself, but preview art shows some amazing setups. I like Kong rescuing the Legion of Doom. Man, I knew that Kong. Dirty dog out there. Godzilla interrupting a Superman and Lois Lane's date night. I hate when that happens. And the Justice League taking on a mechanized and potentially kryptonite-enhanced Kong. Wow. Wowzers. That definitely is something. Something out there. When was this coming out? I'm scrolling, people. Scrolling. October 7th. October 7th, people. So there you are. You want to check out. It really should have just been Batman versus Godzilla. Bear would have bought 10 copies of that. Not really. Wouldn't bought one, but there you are. Some good looking stuff out there. Jimmy asks, why are the Green Lanterns making energy holocaust? I saw that too. Hold on, let me go back. Where was that? Yeah, I don't know. That was I had no idea what the hell was going on with that. Why are they making energy helicopters to shoot Kong instead of just putting him into a giant green bubble and shooting him into the sun? That would be a very good question to ask. Only one Adam West Batman movie. Thank you, Jimmy. I could have sworn it might have been like a TV something or another, but yeah, there you go. In 1966. Way before Bear's time. Way before Bear's 29 years out here. Godzilla versus Superman versus Kong, says Amy. Who would win that one? Let's see. He is a big monkey, but he isn't bigger than the sun, says Amy. That's true. I can't believe he's bigger than Godzilla either. That's kind of odd. Kind of an odd one there. Jimmy asked the question that all of us have on our minds. We're supposed to believe that Kong or Godzilla are fast enough to beat the Flash? There we go. Godzilla versus Superman should be a 10-second top. 10-second fight. 10-second fight tops. There we go. Do Godzilla fans take him seriously, asked Melissa. I don't know. I guess you're asking about the Flash. Maybe not. Maybe not after the last film. How many seconds of that match is Superman trying to guess if it's a real monster or just a guy in the suit? You know, it'd be really funny if Superman was the guy in the suit. Like, why can't we beat this Godzilla, for crying out loud? And then, like, Superman takes off the mask. He's like, it's me, Superman, rah! Like, oh my god, Superman Godzilla. I don't know. That might be taking it a little too far. Jiminy says, let's see, Melissa, against normal people, sure. Against superhero, who can move entire planets, not so much. That might be true. Yeah, I would have left Superman out. Definitely, for sure. The Flash, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, we don't need Green Lantern. Yeah, so just basically Batman. Just Batman fighting Godzilla. I think really that's... In 2023, the year of our Lord, that's what we need. Batman versus Godzilla. The time has come. The time has come, people. Let's see. Jimmy also says 8 seconds to use his X-ray vision to look for a zipper and 2 seconds to punch Godzilla in the asteroid belt. Ayo! Clark Kent is Superman in a suit, says Amy. That's an interesting take. That is an interesting take. That's true. Because he's concealing his identity, right? I mean, he could like, you know, pick somebody up and break him in half, you know, as Clark Kent, but you know, he's got it's his reflection on the world, right? You know, he sees kind of weakness in human beings. So as Clark Kent, he's got to kind of be kind of just as quote unquote weak as they are, because you know he can't show his Superman power. Yeah, that might be true. That may be true. Batman versus Godzilla, I would watch, says Amy. There you go. There you go. Just give Bear a couple $1,000,000. He'll do it. I don't care if it's somebody in the suit or not. Doesn't matter to Bear at all. Not at all. All right, people, let's get to it. The thing that everybody's talking about here. Once again, I tell you, people, it's not what's going on, it's what's going to go on. That's why you watch this channel. We were on this, gosh, I don't know, a while ago. Something was just in Bear's craw here. Says, this ain't right. Something ain't right here. Of course it's going to be a feminist film. Everybody's shocked. Oh my God, it's a feminist film. Yeah, it's Greta Gerwig. What did you expect? Crying out loud. So our good folks over here at Bounding into Comics, this just, I probably saw this a little while back in one of the earlier stories. We were kind of skipped past it, maybe about a couple weeks ago or something like that. It came up again, so let's go ahead and jump right on into it here. From John F. Trent, Bounding into Comics, Mattel CEO. This is the CEO of Mattel, not the guy that's, mopping the floors or something. Reveals Barbie film made to create, quote, an experience with societal impact. So this guy right here, in charge of selling toys, okay? You want your movie to be PG, G-rated, so younger kids can come in, check it out. Oh, I want the doll, Mommy! And then they have to go buy, $10 or $15 to make little Janie happy there from, watching the Barbie movie. That's the whole point of a Barbie movie. It's a giant commercial to sell things. This isn't complicated. You don't need a business degree to figure this out. Don't even need a film degree, really. Mattel CEO, I'm not even going to try and pronounce this, confirmed the Barbie film was made to create an experience with societal impact. Look at him, just very smug there. Very smug. In a cover story for Variety about the Barbie film, Kreitz, whatever, the CEO, first detailed how Mattel did not try and meddle with the creative process of the film, and specifically its script. He shared it's not about oversight, it's not about control, it's about trust, and how we work with creators. I don't know, man. Alright, where is it here? There we go. Something to look at for you good people. There we go. Instead of this very mean face of Margot Robbie for some reason. The CEO then said the risk was that people outside of Mattel would think that we would want to make movies in order to sell more toys. Yeah! There's no risk. You're a toy company. You're in business. Your entire business model is to sell toys. It'd be like if you were a brewery out there. If you were a brewery, your entire business model is to sell beer. So when you go out and you try to make societal impacts, you might tick off the wrong people and you might sell less beer, which is not what you want to do. Unless that is what you want to do for some strange reason. I don't know. Strange. Strange out here. Oh, pardon me here. Melissa has some good points here. She says, I see the coolness of a superhero kaiju battle, of course, but the poses of the Justice League seem to be trying to evoke a solemn feeling. Is that the right mood for this? I have no idea. No idea at all. No idea at all. Once again, creators going one way and the audience expecting something completely different. And here we are. Anyways, the CEO goes on. He says, we've been selling toys before we've made movies, so we're not dependent on that. If you want to become a movie company, yeah, I guess you could go do that. But the whole point of being a toy company is to sell toys, people. Robert Brenner, the head of Mattel Films, said when everybody read the script here for the first time, I'm sure there were things that were like, wow, that sort of pushes things a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a tiny little bit that we hate all men. Yeah, just a tiny little bit. But we all decided there were going to be moments where it might feel a little scary, but we're going to be rewarded for that. Actually, they kind of were in a way. Being safe in this world doesn't work, she continued. We want it to be bold. Barbie is bold, people. She's done incredible things. She's a trailblazer, and that's what we did. Trailblazer. One of these days. That boldness of societal impact appears to be a radical feminist film, despite Brenner's previously telling Time that the film was not a feminist movie. Of course, the the writer and director said, "Oh yeah, of course that's a feminist film. We're really proud of it. Yeah, it's like 10th wave. Forget the 4th and 5th wave. We went all the way out. Way out there. Way out there. We put a transgender Barbie in there. Why? Oh, way out there. Ay. Jimmy says Greta Gerwig, the director of the Barbie film, is set to write and direct remakes of Narnia films for Netflix. Be afraid. Oh, I'll add another one. Oh, let's add another one to it. It's Snow White. Oh, wait a minute. Do we still have? Hold on, people. Let me go back here. Do we still have those pictures? Please tell me I still have the pictures. Here we are. She's directing this movie. Yeah. So, hey, something to look forward to. The movie where they got rid of all the dwarves. Because we can't have dwarves in the film. Oh, God forbid. No. We're gonna have the German people out there. Look, the German folk. Looks just like Germans. All of them. Except for the little fella there. Yeah, so that's that. No, we get to look forward to this before we even get to Narnia. Yeah. Wrecking ball all around. Wrecking ball all around, people. All around. Anyways, there we go. Continuing on. YouTuber Shadiversity on his alternate channel Night's Watch described the film as one of the most blatant, man-hating, activist-charged, deranged, subversive. Oh, I gotta do this in Aussie. Oi, a deranged, subversive, intersectional piece of hyper indulgent third wave feminist propaganda I've ever seen. Cracky. Also a critical drinker. Pretty much laid into it as well there. Although both of them are surprised. It's like, oh, we were going to go into this movie thinking it's one thing, but I'm like, really? You weren't paying attention. You guys are movie critics, film critics out there. Well, maybe not Shad, but critical drinker out there. Like, you were shocked and surprised about this? How did this one get past you? Maybe the scale of it, yeah, for sure, but it was always going to be a feminist film. They always wanted it to be. The YouTuber, that'd be Shadiversity, specifically addressed Brenner's comments, claiming that the film is not feminist, saying, now that I've watched it, whoever's saying this wasn't a feminist film is lying, Craigie, through the teeth. This is insane. This is insanely because there are different levels of feminism. No, this is third wave intersexual, subversive, man-hating, power-hungry, destructive feminism on top of that. Alright. Try the bloomin' onion. And if it goes off a cliff, it jumps the shark and it jumps the shark after it goes off the cliff. Wow. That's pretty big. One didn't need to hear from reviewers that the film was exactly. The film's director, Greta Gerwig, as well as the star, and producer Margot Robbie confirmed that the film was indeed feminist in the lead up to the film. In fact, I think we talked about that. Yes, they did. I'm not going to go into all of that. She says, Greta Gerwig. Well, it most certainly is a feminist film. Robbie then interjected, to me, that's like one slice of the pie. Gerwig added a super big slice. That would be of feminism. Robbie then confirmed it's a big slice, but I also wouldn't call it a funny film because that discredits the fact that it's got a lot of heart, it's got a lot of emotion, and it's got a lot of movie references. All this kind of stuff. Why can't comedy films? Comedy films can have a lot of heart and emotion, movie references, all that stuff. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what these people were thinking when they made this movie. Well, I do know what they were thinking, but thinking that they could get away. Well, they sort of did get away with it. Sort of did get away with it. Anyways, blah 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 blah. Freaking super feminist film here. Anywho, let's get to the see what happened with it. See what happened with it. So, oh, I'm on the wrong thing here. Kenergy, gotta have that Kenergy. Yes, indeed. Oh goodness, I am behind on the chat here. Let's see. Melissa says, making the Kens a marginalized group. Do they think that continuing a toy with a societal guilt appeals to kids? Well, I mean, the silly thing about it is, like, a lot of the people that are going out to buy Barbie dolls are also going to buy Ken dolls, right? I mean, you got to, like, peanut butter and jelly, right? You know, I mean, you're going to go out there and buy a Ken doll, you would think. They're not trying to sell freaking dolls, but in theory out there, try to sell a Ken doll, and what do the little girls do? You know, with the Barbie and the Ken. Well, they're supposed to be in a relationship. Well, the whole movie is Ken getting a rooster blocked out there by Barbie, and it's like okay, and then he finally, you know, gets his gumption and everything, and you know goes back to Barbie World, and you know turns it into a Ken fest there, and then Barbie comes back in, just kind of pushes him over, and, you know, takes everything back to where it was. And it's like, well, wait a minute. If Barbie was so strong, why did all the Barbies in Barbie World completely fall over when Ken came back? And then when actual Barbie came back, why did Ken, superpowered red pilled Ken, he just, it's like, oh yeah, of course. And that's the end of the movie. Boom. Like, oh, okay. That's that's where you want to go with it, fine, but I'm not so sure. Anywho, anywho, Amy, I think hits it on the head here. She says she hates Barbie for the ideals she represents. That the woman lost in herself and Barbie wins her back with the hope and kindness. Yeah, and hey, let's have a movie where both Barbie and Ken can get along. So, in a reflection of the real world out there, where you know it's more harmonious instead of the only way one gender can get ahead if another gender is being pushed back, and it's like, no, that's not the case at all. Jiminy says, Melissa Lester, like Disney, they don't care about kids, only the rich feminists this film was made for. Yeah, we were actually talking about that the last time. The biggest, I want to say the biggest, the most reliable voting bloc for the Democrat Party is young, usually single, childless women. That is their biggest. That's why abortion was so big. So, who was the movie Barbie made for? The largest voting bloc for the Democrat Party. I think it's a pretty, you know, little girls under 13 can't vote. Well, they shouldn't be allowed to vote. Let's put it that way. They shouldn't be allowed, not because they're women or anything, just because they're younger. Even little boys shouldn't be able to vote. So the movie's PG-13 plus. Gosh, I think this has. We'll get to the numbers here in just a second. Does this have the breakdown? Let me see. Hold on one second, people. I apologize. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Females. This is from Deadline. I forget who the writer was. We'll get to that in a second. Females under 25 gave Barbie an A plus. So that's kind of who they're going for there. Post-track exits are currently at 98%, 89% positive, 79% recommend with kids under 12. How they can have kids under 12 in a PG-13 rated movie, I don't know, but there we go, 87%. In the top two, and a 75% must see. Largest demo was 18 to 24-year-olds at 27%. Diversity demos were 42% Caucasian. Breaks down, blah, 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 blah. Barbie played strongest everywhere. I thought it had a little bit more. I thought it had a little bit more of a breakdown. It must have been another article there, but there you go. Who is the movie for? Obviously, women. Bear's not gonna go see it. Why would he? But there we are. Here we are. A majority of Caucasian, as they say, white ladies, and the Latino or Latina, as it is, bringing up the rear, 29%. So there we go. There we are. So that's your target audience. That would be your target audience. Let's see, who was this? Anthony D'Alessandro. There we go. Barbie and Oppenheimer fueling a mind-blowing $300 million plus box office weekend. And this is just the guesstimate. This is also a domestic box office. He says, at a time when Hollywood fears that the quarter three and quarter four release schedule fall apart because of the dual actors and writers strikes, the motion picture industry was repping one of its biggest domestic box office weekends on record. That's with Warner Brothers' Barbie and Universal's Oppenheimer lighting up in an estimated $308 million over 3 days. See, they've been trying to pull the wool over people's eyes with Indiana Jones and also a little bit of Mission Impossible. They were posting up 5 days. You see the big number, you're like, holy cow! It was for 5 days. This is actually for 3 days. That's the biggest weekend post-pandemic, easily beating the weekend Spider-Man, Avengers Infinity War, Star Wars, hitting them all. Oh, the fourth biggest of all time, under all those. Barbie has a lot of bragging rights beyond owning a dream house. Ha ha ha. Warner's still saying $150 million plus. Now that's their estimate. Industry calculations believe it's going to be 161. Any way you cut it, it's the biggest opening weekend of 2023 to date after an opening day. Also, best year to date of $70.5 million. Now, great channel out there. Go check out Bianca Fights the Zombies. Good stuff. He was also onto this pretty early as well. He's got a good saying. Barbie's going to have a big opening but no legs. So I thought that was pretty apt. Oppenheimer, $77 million, yada, yada, yada. We're not. Go see Oppenheimer. Go check that out. Let's see. One distributor points out that never before in the history of the box office has a weekend seen one movie open to $100 million and a second to $50 million plus. This moment should be a come-to-Jesus moment for major studios. Wait, I thought they were all Jewish, crying out loud. Get back to the bargaining tables with the writers' strike and probably the actors and probably the writers as well, and come to a deal. It says deadline. Probably you might see some movement there. You might see some movement because they might say, hey, there's really not a whole lot that's going to hold up, the whole thing after all this stuff, plays out. I'm trying to think of any other big movies coming out. Maybe the second Dune? Is that supposed to come out this year? I think the second Dune. And then, I don't know. There is no idea what's out after that. So there you go. There you are. Oh, let me get caught up here. I apologize. Let's see. Give me a second here. Amy asks, why are dwarves offensive again? Because they're always overlooked. Let's see. Jiminy says in her Narnia films, Asia will be, quote, problematic, and the White Queen will be an empowered woman fighting against the patriarchy and enslaving the Narnians for their own good. That's true. Jiminy says, because dwarves are stereotypically short. That's true. Amy says the queen sacrificed all her soldiers in a war against her sister, then destroyed their world and killed them both, rather than let her sister win. Amy, are you trying to tell us something here? Are you trying to tell us something? Amy Lester, slay queen, says Jimmy. Totalitarian is good when a leftist does it. That's true. That's true. Like in the Barbie movie, he says. Barbie and Ken are friends. They've been friends for a long time. Well, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. I'm sure, but I'm sure the little kids, little girls or whatever, they're, mommy and daddy. So I mean, that would be the first thing that comes. That's what they're trying to break up. The very first scene of the entire film is Barbie. Okay, this should tell you all that you need to know. They decided to rip off or pay homage to 2001, the Stanley Kubrick movie. So it's basically a reenactment or recreation of the very beginning of 2001. So instead of the monolith, you got Barbie there. Instead of, boy, are we really going to go there? Instead of monkeys, instead of apes, they're little girls, and they have their dolls, and they see Barbie. They says, oh, okay, and they literally are smashing the dolls in, breaking them up, smashing their heads and everything. To go over to Barbie, so they're trying to get rid of the whole, mommy, daddy, little boy, little girl sort of family structure, and it's all gonna be Barbie and the found family, and they're all just together, Barbie world, utopia. As long as we can keep the men down, everything will be all right. Yada yada yada. It's like if you people would reverse this, you would see the blatant stupidity of doing any of this, much less the first 10 frames. So there they are. Bear just shrugs his shoulders. Yeah, go check out the Cerberus book from Narwhal, please. Go check that out. Or Earthbound 3 on Fun My Comic. Good stuff. Good stuff out there. Let's see. Melissa says, "Can't Kens and Barbies live together happily?" Exactly, Beer. Don't fall for that oppressed narrative. All dolls matter. That's true. All dolls matter. Democrats' most loyal voting bloc, bitter cat ladies. Actually, Amy had the great one the last time. She said the dead. Oh, that made Bear laugh. That tickled Bear's funny bone there. Tickled Bear's funny bone. Let's see. So the two movies opening together made an okay opening weekend. I think people were really, really, really interested in. We'll get into the marketing in just a second here. I think they were just really interested in the look and maybe the perceived feel of the Barbie movie. Bear always says, "Hey, let's wait till week 2 to figure out if the movie is doing, as gangbusters as everybody says. That'll be the tell. Flash open, okay-ish, and then cratered. Little Mermaid did okay. Actually, did pretty good. Its opening weekend cratered. So we'll see. We'll see if Barbie craters. It's gonna be interesting. Word of mouth is probably gonna be the big deal there. But if Barbie becomes a big hit, man, that's gonna be. Man, we're gonna have to take the L on that one because that's gonna be a pretty. When they talk about they're going to go to the studios to talk about the writer strike, the actor strike. Hey, maybe the Barbie movie might nudge the needle just a little bit there for everybody. Nudging the needle the wrong way. We always talk about get woke, grow broke. This movie probably is going to make its money and then some. So that's going to be a bad signal. There's a theory going out that the studios are going to hold off negotiations until the fall to get rid of essentially the dead wood, a lot of the woke stuff. So if Barbie does really well, they might take the wrong message from that. Oh, well, getting woke doesn't make you go broke. In fact, we should push it to the limit, So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out here. We will see. Let's see. Little girls play nicely with their dolls, except for in this movie. Ay, ay, ay. Indie comics it is, says Amy. Yes, yes, please. That's why Bear started the show, hoping to do a box open. Didn't really work out, but yeah, go check out. We've got a number of the books that are just starting out in the description, and of course, all the books that Indiegogo is shadow banning. So go ahead, go down that list. You can check that out, and tell them Bear sent you. Tell them Bear sent you. Barbie is the Kim Kardashian of child's dolls. Shallow, empty-headed, rich, and poisonous to men. Wow. Wow. Poor Kanye. Poor Kanye. They might be careless, says Melissa, but little girls are not not normally, I should say, malevolent with their toys. So what's the movie trying to say? That would be the thing. That would be the thing. That's their brother's job, says Jiminy. Let's see. Barbies can be a doctor or a astronaut, though I feel like those Kardashian girls probably wouldn't. Probably wouldn't. Well, isn't Kim Kardashian a lawyer? Or didn't she pass her bar? Well, I mean, you could have Kim Kardashian lawyer. I mean, listen, Beer isn't super down on like the Kim Kardashians, Kim Kardashian herself, because hey, from having a big booty and a sex tape, now you're a $1 billion company. Hey, I mean, I can't complain about that. That's the American dream right there. So good on her. Good on her. Not not the best thing in the world. With as they say, kind of emptiness, shallowness. Bear would say, but yeah, hey, just her sort of entrepreneurship. I'm pretty on point. Pretty on point. So gotta give a thumbs up to that. Gotta give a thumbs up to that there. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, Jimmy. Exactly. Good to see VM here. Is there a trans Barbie or is that a Ken? No, there's like one. Isn't there a second trans girl? Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find that. Where was the Barbie stuff at? I know for sure they had some actress. I believe she was an actress, a trans actress in the Barbie film. Why pushing the narrative? Pushing that narrative. No, actually, I think the Ryan Gosling actually comes out pretty well in all this. I know he's essentially playing an idiot, but I mean, just generally, I think everybody kind of generally liked his performance, especially being a comedic. Sweep away all the feminist stuff in the whole movie. Just his. There we go. There's Pimpin' Ken out here. I think he did really well, and I think his performance is probably pretty good. It's just the script and the writing and all that, all the baggage that hangs on with that. So there you go. But yeah, pretty cool. I like the one they had it in the advertisements where he has like sunglasses on and he puts on another pair of sunglasses. If they had just done stuff like that and not done the message, I mean, just have Ken kind of as an airhead or something like that. I think that would have been fun. I think Ryan Gosling did a great job at just kind of as a comedic kind of role to it. But yeah, everything else beyond that is just oy 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 oy. Let's see. Yeah, okay, two. That's what Bear thought. Bear's not checking underneath the dresses or anything like that. So there you go. There you are. Good to have old VM here. All right, where were we? What the heck? Got all turned around here. Barbie doing really well. Okay, all right. So here's where we're going to go. Barbie, possibly $150 million, maybe as high as $161 million for 3 days over the weekend here. Oops, let me go back. Professional show, all that jazz. Yada yada yada. They are getting another holy cow, people. This is, Bear read this article and was like, wow, that is nuts. Hollywood reporter Pamela McClintock out here. Barbie Mania, how Warner Brothers and Mattel painted the world pink and created marketing magic. That's true. Whatever else happens with it, you gotta give the old marketing department a solid thumbs up. What they did, whatever you think of the movie, they did an excellent job as far as opening night here. From custom Crocs rather, to a special Prada line to gay pride floats, Greta Gerwig's Barbie movie has attracted more than 100 promotional partners and generated countless headlines. Pink is the new green. Not so much. Barbie's release in theater this weekend caps off one of the most extensive and impressive marketing campaigns in recent history. Put another way, rarely does a film turn into a cultural touchstone before it opens in cinema. Warner Brothers' Barbie, which brings to life the world's most famous fashion doll, is on the short list of exceptions. In marketing circles, there is what's known as paid media and earned media. A TV spot for a trailer is considered paid media, for example. Earned media can be a buzz on social media or publicity. I put an asterisk next to this. Pretty much every Warner Brothers Discovery property, so Discovery, Food Network, yada, 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 they were all pumping this stuff. You couldn't go a commercial break without seeing a Barbie commercial out there. That technically wouldn't be paid because it is the studio that is putting in the advertisement for that time. They're actually losing money. They're not making any money off of that, but they're trying to put it out there. Synergy, they call it. One of the things about theatrical marketing is that it has the opportunity to engage the cultural zeitgeist in an exciting way. Everyone wants to be part of something, says Warner Global Marketing President Josh Goldstein, who also did long stints at Universal and Sony. He says, I probably worked on 250 movies over the course of my career, including Spider-Man at Sony way back in the day. Back in the day, as Paul Oakenfold would say. I haven't felt this kind of electricity in a long time. That's because you're in the chair, sir. Selling a summer tentpole is more expensive than ever, and more complicated amid a proliferation, for crying out loud, of social media, and as the box office continues to find its footing following the pandemic. I'm going to take a drink here. Probably need a shot, for crying out loud. It is commonplace for a Hollywood studio to spend just as much, if not more, to market an event pick than it actually does to make the movie. The price tag of a global marketing campaign for a big event title is usually $100 million or more. Then there are promotional partnership deals, which can be worth tens of millions of dollars. By the way, just as an aside here, so Warner Brothers is paying $100 million plus to advertising companies, right? Advertising companies, they promote their movie and all that sort of stuff. The biggest, probably the biggest demographic that's going to go see this movie is also the biggest demographic voting block out there for the Democrat Party. So, probably what's going on here is a little bit of paying it forward here. Hey, Justice Department, we don't want to have you come in and look at our mergers of another company out there. We don't want you to kind of get involved with that. So we're going to spend some money here for a very feminist film that's going to help out a whole bunch of Democrat candidates in the upcoming election. And it's kind of a pay it forward sort of situation there. So that would be the other reason why this is going down. There are promotional partnership deals, which can be worth tens of millions. Barbie has attracted more than 100 such partners. From custom pink Crocs to a Prada clothing line to hairdryers and everything in between. Merchants and brands rushed to cash in on Barbie Mania. While companies, including Progressive Insurance and General Motors, used Barbie in custom TV and digital advertisements. All told, these partnerships are worth at least $70 million to Warner Brothers and toy maker Mattel. So let's just say they split it in half, so $35 million right there. What was their opening weekend? It was 150 plus, 150 plus. So add on another $35 million to that. So there you go. Quite a haul. And the value of the publicity the film has generated is immeasurable. From local TV spots to features in American Digest and The New Yorker. It's pervasive. It's everywhere. Stories about Barbie have become. I just said that. I said pervasive instead of ubiquitous, for crying out loud. Who the hell wrote this? Hold on. Pamela McClintock. Crying out loud. Barbie is even expected to boost movie going overall and help Christopher Nolan's new film. I do not think that's the case at all. Yes, there are people that are buying 2 tickets and going to see it at the same, one right after the other there. Obviously, yes. Over the long run, no, not even close. Two totally different films. Oh, it's the same day, chronicling blah 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 blah. The 2 films, along with Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible, were the last summer tentpoles to have largely completed their publicity blitzes before the writers and actors strikes commenced and rendered it impossible for stars to promote their movies. Yeah, we already know that. They jumped way higher than $110 million. Yeah. So, anyways, Warner Brothers taking a kicking the pants, kicking the shorts there. Losing a whole bunch of money there, but hopefully, like they said, they saved everything for Barbie. Saved everything for Barbie out there. So let's see, was there anything else? Yeah, they were featuring at HGTV. They're building a home, Food Network, 15 other networks. Yeah, I mean it was everywhere, people, everywhere. So there we go. So probably part of that is a little bit of pay it forward. Just you're spending a whole bunch of money in marketing. Hey, and we're already making a political movie. Why not just kind of combine the two together out there? Amy says impressive marketing, okay sales. Again, we'll see. The big tell would be next weekend. $150 million, probably on a 125 budget plus another $100 million. Let's just $150 million marketing. So they made back their marketing for sure. We'll see if they make back everything else. But I don't know. Bear is kind of 2 minds. I think he always predicted right here that it was going to be a big opening weekend. It's the question of will people go back and see it? That's kind of the big question there. Probably the second weekend's going to do pretty good. I would say the second weekend's going to do pretty good, if not really well. And then after that, we'll have to see if it has legs after that. After any of that. Speaking of legs, holy moly, another one we're talking about here from Downing into Comics. John F. Trent again. Poor Warner Brothers. Blue Beetle, people. We've been talking about Blue Beetle and what the hell's going on with this thing. Blue Beetle early box office predictions are a complete and utter disaster for Warner Brothers Discovery, the Z-Man, James Gunn, and their DC universe. Amy says, so they almost made back their marketing cost. Yes, indeed. If it cost that much. I don't know. I have no idea what the market, but they made, let's put it this way. if it was, let's just say it was $150 million, and they made $70 million back just from that. So half of their marketing cost was already paid for by people coming and wanting to pay money to Warner Brothers and Mattel to promote Barbie in, like, progressive commercials or whatever. So there you go. They made half of their marketing budget back just on that. So there you go. There you go. They probably made their production budget back on the opening weekend, or pretty close to it. Pretty close to it. But not Blue Beetle. Not Blue Beetle here. Ay, 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 ay. Look at this. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. Let me go back here. There was Blue Beetle. Say what you will about Barbie. Not, yay, nay, whatever. It looks really good. I go through all of these frames here. Go through every single one of these frames here. I can't find a one that bear faults. Maybe this one is not the greatest shot in the world, but everything's well lit, in focus, in frame. When they are doing bokeh, they are making the character, the focus of the character, he's right there, right up in front. Looks really good. Say whatever you want about the film. Probably half of the people that went to go watch it just saw, hey, this looks pretty good. This is a director that's competent, that knows what they're doing, that knows where to put the camera and focus and, you know, just basic stuff like editing and all this, sound design, yada, yada, yada. Say what you will about all that stuff, but okay. Where is the focal point in this shot? Does anybody know where the focal point would be in this shot? I mean, obviously it's not the background. That's all blurred out. That's probably CGI as well. The whole thing's CGI. Maybe what would that be? His right wing? I mean, that is in focus, although it shouldn't be because it's behind his head, in behind his arm. You would think his eyes would supposed to be the focal point, but it's out of focus. It's a CGI shot. Now, maybe it might be green screen. I'll give him that. It might be green screen. There is literally nothing in focus in this shot. Nothing. Okay, it's an action shot. Maybe it's a little blurry because a whole bunch of stuff's happening. Okay, fine. Fine. That's the one shot there. Okay. We will take a look. Take a look here. Anyways, Box Office Pro. Let me bring this up. Box Office Pro is predicting. It's just a prediction, people out there. Let's see, what was this? The film will only bring in between $12 and $17 million in its opening domestic weekend. Barbie added another zero to that. Blue Beetle will make estimates 12 to 17 million in its domestic opening weekend, and they further note the film will only gross between 27 and $55 million in its entire theatrical run. Wow. To put this into context, The Flash had an opening weekend of $55 million domestically, went on to gross $107 million. Shazam, which was the movie that they canned poor Henry Cavill. Shazam, oh, pardon me, that was Black Adam. My apologies. Shazam had a domestic opening weekend of $30 million. Film ended up making domestic run of $57.6 million. Black Adam, that was the one. Poor Henry Cavill. Now a seeming bright spot despite being a financial failure. I think it broke even. Had a domestic opening weekend of $67 million and went on to gross $168 million. Not only does it look like Blue Beetle will vastly underperform the last three DC films, it likely will lose significant amount of money if this prediction holds true. The film has an estimated budget. Hold on, people. Hold on to your butts here. Blue Beetle. We just saw the great out-of-focus shot here. Estimated budget of $120 million. $120 million. In order for the film to break even, it would need to make at least $300 million globally. More than half of what Barbie earned in its first weekend, 3 days. Ay, ay. It goes on, the film's financials have become a barometer for the success of James Gunn's upcoming DC universe due to his own comments that the character of Blu Beetle is the first character to be part of the universe he and Peter Safran are attempting to shepherd into existence. Or shepherd into sales. One of the others. One or the others out there. Gunn told Michael Rosebaum in his YouTube show, the first DCU character for sure is Blu Beetle, and the first full DCU film is Superman. When he announced the DCU slate at the end of January, Gunn said, and then to move into Blu Beetle, a fantastic film about a kid who is a marvelous part of the DCU. However, when he got onto Superman Legacy, he said, the big one, the true beginning of the DCU, is called a Superman Legacy. This is written by me, I'm in the middle of it, I'm having a great time doing it, and Superman will be released in theaters July 11th, 2025. I sincerely doubt that. Following these comments by Gunn, Blu Beetle director Angel Manuel Soto told Total Film, we're part of the universe, we're part of the world, we're part of the plans that they have been creating for the future installments of the DCU. As he says, he elaborated, but we are not tied to all the films from the past. Yes, our movie lives in the world where superheroes exist, but that doesn't mean that a certain event or certain alliance or certain things from the past will dictate where a film is going. Soto also teased he has plans to turn Blu Beetle into a trilogy, all for the love of Pete, and noted this is the first film of the first act in a hoped saga. Oh God, sir, no, 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 not at all. I explained our first movie, the way that we wanted to do it, was always with the mentality that we wanted to do 2 more, at least. Hey, a genius, how about you try and make one movie that people want to go see? And then maybe, after it's made a boatload of money, then you come back and say, hey, how can we make a whole nother boatload of money with another movie? Once again, where is the focal point in this shot? Can anybody maybe his eyes? Maybe? Again, not to promote the film or anything like that, but compared to Barbie, at least she's in focus. And she's the main theme of that shot there. For crying out loud. Get out of that. Scared of that lady. Right, there we go. So he spent $120 million. $120 million to look like this. Give Bear $12 million. $12 million. Bear, hell, give Bear $1.2 million. We can make a better film than this. I guarantee it. You keep all the rest in profit. If you were to say, Bear, we want you to go make Blu Beetle 2, I'd say, ha ha ha, no way in hell. But if you said, okay, Bear, I want you to go make this movie, blah, 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 here's the budget for it, yada, yada, yada. First thing, first couple people you want to hire, definitely an editor, make sure your editor's on point. Definitely a cinematographer or a director of photography out there. And sound design. Sound design is always important. It's why Greta Gerwig came up in the mumblecore. Because they spent all their time in film school doing, film history and film theory, and they didn't realize that, you needed to do sound design with that as well. So, there you are. So, oy, oy, oy. And that's what they came up with. That, where is that? Hold on. Chat, where is it? Let's see. Jiminy says, so they want 3 failed films. There you go. Burning money left and right. Let's see. DC has basically already used up all of their major characters. That's true. That's true. There wouldn't be a new DC hero. There you are. There you are. Again, that's probably why they're going to sell it. That's why Beer's thought is they're going to sell it. As for why these box office predictions are so low, Box Office Pro first notes what they believe are the film's positives. Its appeal to Latinx. Latinx? Is it Latinx or Latinx? Latino or Latina families could be notable, particularly with the back half of the summer and early fall seeing a relative lack of youth-friendly content hitting the big screen. Barbie would like to say hello. They also tout the DC brand, saying it has modest strength of its own. The Flash, Shazam, Black Adam, have all entered the chat. No. The whole reason you have to reboot it after you've already rebooted it was because the previous reboot wasn't doing as well. Oy, 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 oy. As for the film's negatives, how long do we have? Audiences have become increasingly selective about which superhero films they spend money on in theaters, and a competition from mid to late summer family-friendly holdovers like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, really Haunted Mansion, come on. Definitely Meg 2. I have no idea what the Gran Turismo movie is about. It's like, why? Oh, it's somebody that learned how to drive in Gran Turismo. Now they're a race car driver. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not sure that's movie worthy, but okay, sure. There we go. Probably Meg 2 out of all of them there. Unsurprisingly, the outlet leaves out the first trailer. Sees George Lopez's character describing Batman as a fascist. Yeah, there you go. We've read all this. Again, look at this. Good God, man. Good. Is it... Help Beer out here. Is it somebody with mechanical legs that's stepping on his face? Is that what's going on here? Where the hell is the focal point? Somebody, anybody, please. Background is completely blurred, kind of blurred out, bokeh. You can sort of see his leg, kind of. I guess it's the eyes. It's for crying out loud. So if the eyes are lit up, you should have the yellow underneath. Is that the guy's foot? I don't know. Doesn't really show. Why don't you show the actual character standing? Oh, for crying out! This is a terrible shot. This is just an awful. Oh, for crying out loud. Allegory is likely to have a racial component as well. Susan Sarandon, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah. What the? Listen, people. This is Adobe Acrobat effects. This is iMovie effects. This is terrible. Why are nobody gonna go see your crap movie? Because you can't even point the camera in the right direction. I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, anyways. I guess that's in focus. His face. Sorta? Kinda? Maybe? Again, okay, not promoting Barbie here. Okay, two characters in the same frame. And there's two characters. You could see Ryan Gosling there. You make out all sorts of... You can make out the fur. That looks good, even though the rainbow is in the very far background. It's still somewhat there. You can still see the vanishing point. Looks good. There you go, Ryan Gosling. You can see him. All that good stuff. What the hell is going on with this shot? Who? Somebody? Anybody? Focus. There's a little lever out there. You turn it and it focuses. That's all you need. Oh, for crying out loud. I don't care what this guy... This. Oh, my God. Hey. This is supposed to be an iconic shot that's like... No. Look at this. Look, I don't even care what he has to say. Look at this shot. Look at this. What the hell is going on? What the? Okay, you've got. I'm assuming you've got four characters here. You've got one character who's supposed to be the main focus. They're holding him back. Hold him back. Abuela's holding him back, okay? He's out of focus. Behind his forehead is a bright light that's directly into the. If you want to do lens flare, just do lens flare. You don't have to shine the light directly into the freaking camera. Person behind him, we can't even see who that is. The person behind the Abuela, we can barely see her face. Abuela, sort of somewhat in focus. She's more in focus than he is. They're looking at something. Girl behind her is looking completely in the opposite direction. We have no idea who the person behind there is looking at. Maybe the biggest turnoff for this film is it looks like an Iron Man knockoff. The only thing they really changed is instead of Tony Stark for the suit, you basically have Spider-Man. There you go. Who really wants to go see a film that looks like an inferior film to one that came out 15 years ago? Oy. It looks like, if Beer didn't know it was $120 million to make this, I would say it's a student film. Like, oh, okay, they wanted to make a knockoff of Iron Man as a student film. Okay, sure. What do you make of the early box office predictions for Blue Beetle? They should have just released it on Max, HBO Max, whatever the hell they call it these days. Oy, 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 oy. Oy, oy, oy. People, this just... look at this. Bear has no words. None. No words whatsoever. What does the chat have to say? Let's see. They couldn't make a decent Green Lantern for $125 million. Well, at least they have Ryan Reynolds in there. At least you could have, at least he was a decent enough actor. I can't say anything about the guy that I can't even pronounce his name there. What is it? Help Bear out here. Is the X in Espanol a Zolo or is it something else? Zolo Morinda. Bear was struck by lightning. It was only English. Language is Bear's second language here, people. That's where it is. Oh, for crying out loud. Let's see. What they should have done, says Jiminy. He's going to lay down the law. Let me lay down a drink here. What they should have done, says Jiminy, is keep Henry Cavill as Superman. Thank you. Made a really positive Superman film with him. Thank you. Fired Ezra Miller into the sun. And hired Grant Gustin, the TV's Flash. Yes. Yeah. Although, isn't he much older? They'd have to explain something. Maybe the Flash, he went, so fast that he aged, faster than the real world or something like that, or like an interstellar thing. He goes to a different, multiverse. And, time runs slower on regular Earth than it does on the multiverse. And, he ages. He ages over there. There you go. But not that, he continues on, people. Jiminy is writing a novel here. But not as the CW version of The Flash. A new version, there you go. More in line with the comics and without all the idiotic friends, side characters from the show. Again, it was CW. God, this Blue Beetle looks like it could be on CW. Man, God. Did the racist that directed this film, did he come from the CW? This is what it looks like. Hey, film student that has like 2 commercials under his belt. Hey, come here. Here's $120 million. Go make a freaking Blue Beetle movie. What's Blue Beetle? I don't know. Just go make it. Oh, all right. Iron Man. Mexican Iron Man. There we go. Mexican Iron Man. Oy. No, I like that. Keep Gal Gadot. Keep Gal Gadot. Keep. I would still say keep Ben Affleck. That would be Bear's opinion. Or like they were trying to do in the Flash movie, bring back. No, they would never do this, but bring back George Clooney. That would be. Oh man, that'd be so. That would make Bear's day. That would make Bear's day if they just brought back George Clooney. Have some fun with it. Make it tongue in cheek. Make it not as bad as the Michael Schumacher films, but make it the tongue in cheek Batman. Campy Batman, Adam West Batman. Have George Clooney fight Godzilla. There you go. Boom. Right there. There it is. There's your Batman movie right there. Yeah, and then maybe at some point slowly start transitioning over if you really want to. Why God? Why? To the James Gunn stuff. Again, they're probably going to sell it, but there you go. Just do it that way. I like the idea, Jimmy. Like the idea out there. Puerto Rican Aunt May. How dare you, Jimmy? How dare you, sir? How dare you? So close to Pride Month, too. Let's see. I can see his hand in that shot, but not his head. Yeah. I don't know. They've hired Nathan Fillion to play the new Green Lantern. Right? Yeah, we talked about that. They had to do that right before the writer's strike. That's like what Bear was saying. They were going to bring in Corn Sweat and I keep forgetting her name. I call her Horseface. The Lois Lane character. They hired them right before the writer's strike was supposed to go on strike on the 1st. They pushed it back 2 weeks, so they hired Corn Sweat and Horseface there, and then they pushed it back right before the actual strike that they went on. 2 weeks later, they hired Nathan Fillion and two other people out there. Which, by the by, God, I can't get off of this fast enough. Also from Bounding Into Comics, J.B. Augustine. Rumor, Warner Brothers Discovery CEO, the Z-Man, ordered James Gunn to stack Superman Legacy with more DC characters to lure potential buyers out here. So again, this rumor just keeps coming back around. Superman Legacy, we know now, is going to be another loaded DC epic and not just another Superman movie, which that's all that they had to freaking do. This is going to be Justice League all over again. They're going to be like, okay, we're just going to put everybody into the film. It's like, no, you're totally replacing Superman with a new Superman. Give it some breathing room. He should have started with an origin story. He's going to skip past that because he loves Matt Reeves. Why? I don't know. Whatever. So it's going to be year 2 Superman. Okay, fine, but at least have enough backstory in there and give it enough space, enough time for us to figure out Corn Sweat and Horseface. Like, okay, just leave it like that. No, they're going to stack it high. Let's see, where was he? However, it may come to no surprise that this was not always going to be the case. Pardon me. Grab a drink. Allegedly, the writer and director James Gunn was originally out to craft a simpler story. Now, once again, so James Gunn came out and said what he was going to do. He's like, we're going to, Truth, Justice, America, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. He turned in his script right before the writer's strike, okay? You can't write anymore after you've turned in the script. So a question is, did this order come down before he turned in the draft? Or did they have him go back, rewrite the script, which is against, his writer's guild? You're not supposed to be writing. But he's also part of the studio, who's trying to negotiate with the writer. So a complete clash right there. Complete crash. YouTuber Sly Abdul hears that Warner Brothers Discovery CEO, the Z-Man, is pushing for all the extra... Excuse me, Sly. Sill. I like Sly better. Pardon me, sir. It's gonna. You, sir, are going to be named Sly from now on. Pushing for all the extra heroes and accoutrements with an agenda in mind. James Gunn originally aimed for Superman. Actually, I've got that. Hold on, where is it? Oops, not that one. There we go. Let's see, what does he say? He says, James Gunn originally aimed for Superman Legacy to be simply a Superman story. Good job so far. And it is, but the inclusion of this already full DC world backdrop seems to have been pushed by the Z-Man. The film is the Z-Man's way of showcasing the DC world to a potential buyer. There we go. And people here at Bounding Comics, this last sentence, who was this? Pardon me here. J.B. Augustine. This last sentence will ring some bells for our readers who may recall the sale of DC was predicted years ago. Uncle E, Ethan Van Sciver, a former employee, was the first, or one of the forerunners, to proffer the idea that the Warner Brothers might cut bait with the publisher. To be fair, Van Sciver had been saying that since the AT&T days, and turning the ship around proved to be too insurmountable a task for the communications giants who Warner Media rather, merged with Discovery. This merger by itself didn't fix their problems and instead left the Z-Man with a heap of debt to deal with. On conference calls, the CEO pledged the mission was to get the cash flowing at the company again, with releases such as The Flash bombing epically. Hello, Blu Beetle. It was an uphill battle not going in the studio's favor. But all the same, as the Z-Man found ways to prune the debt and benefit from tax loopholes. Batgirl is the starkest instance, though it is one of many. That would be the movie out there. Let's see. Here we go. The feeling of some insiders is that the Z-Man is winding through all of this chaos. Winding through all this chaos to prep his Warner Brothers Discovery entity for yet another merger. I'm not so sure about that. Even though he was adamant about the idea, in September of last year, the Z-Man declared, "We are not for sale, absolutely not for sale." Disney was considered a buyer at one point, which would have put the DC under the same roof as Marvel, but Abdul thinks that the candidate is Comcast Universal. Maybe, possibly. Either way, the Z-Man wants to market the breadth of its IPs strongly. In a follow-up video, Abdul added that the Z-Man's orders apply to Superman Legacy and The Brave and the Bold, which is a full-blown Bat Family movie. Warner Brothers Discovery is still adjusting its strategy, and the consultants are over Gunn's shoulder. However, they might leave the dirty work of world building up to Universal after the supposed sale. We'll see how this develops. Yes, indeed. So there we are. There's the Z-Man right there. You are not supposed to point fingers at people. There is 3 other fingers pointing right back at you, sir. Do you see another merger coming? Probably. Well, again, the whole idea of the marketing stuff with Barbie. Kind of pay it forward there. So if Warner Brothers Discovery was to merge, I don't think it's going to be Disney. Let's say Universal. They'd have to go through regulatory checks and all that sort of stuff. So, hey, helping out the voting base of the Democrat Party, might help out a little bit with any sort of sale or merger. Will it hurt the DCU reboot? For sure. Tell us your predictions below. Well, Bear has been predicting for quite a while this, so there it is. There is Bear's thoughts. All right, let me see. I didn't want to do that one. We might can do this next time. Peter Bart out here. Excellent. Kind of an old school. The sort of old school Hollywood kind of folks out there. So, Here we go. A good story here. Here, I'll drop it in the link. Drop it in the chat here if anybody wants to check it out. There we go. There you go. All right, let me get out of this. With the thing, and the thing. There we go. Oh, one last. Gosh, I could save this for the next time, but let me just real quickly here. Somebody mentioned old Mike Miller in the San Diego Comic-Con. He has a quick update. Now, this is confusing for Bear. This is for Nexus, Lonestar, Bigfoot Bill in Monster Hunt 2. Bear got that, gosh, several months ago. So he's got a quick update. He says, hey all. Hey Mike. Just a quick update. I'm working on getting the books back from my fulfillment guy and finish fulfillment myself. I'll let you know when I have them in hand so you can crack the whip on your specific orders. If you didn't get them in a timely manner after that. Thanks, says Mike. So I guess there's people still waiting on their Monster Hunt 2? I guess. I don't know. So, or maybe this was for another book and he just got mistaken. I'm not sure. So there's that quick update from Mike there. All right. Oh my God, I am way behind on the chat. Let me see. I'm assuming Amy is talking about Blu Beetle. She says, I feel like this should be on Mystery Science Theater 3000. Probably will not be that far off. Not that far off. Let's see. Oh, Bear's superpower is speaking. That's true. The claws and super strength is just normal bear stuff. That is true. Yes, the more you know. Grant Gustin is only 3 years older than Ezra Miller. Good Lord. Okay. I don't know. Just go make it, movie producer. George Clooney as Bruce Wayne was one of the best parts of The Flash. There you go. He made an excellent Bruce Wayne, even in the Batman and what was it? Was it Batman and Robin movie? Was that the name of it? I forget. George Clooney was made to play Bruce Wayne. Batman not so much, but Bruce Wayne, yeah, he had it on lock. I would say even better than Michael Keaton. Probably the best. Let me just put it this way. Probably the best. Probably the best version of Bruce Wayne, I would say. Corn, Sweat, and Horseface. It sounds like Red Wall Bandits. Yes, indeed. Didn't mean to make fun of her or anything like that. It was just the first thing that beers come to mind. It's like, why the long face? So is Twilight Sparkle Vamps going to be play Batman in the Superman Legacy? Okay, this is where it gets just completely bonkers. No, supposedly. Like, Beer didn't watch the Flash movie. Did Twinkle Toes, did he show up in that movie? I don't think so. It's supposed to be, what did they call it? Elseworlds? It was completely separate. Completely separate from it. So, like, literally we have like 4 or 5 Batmans. So, we got old Twinkle Toes out there. We got, Robert Patterson. You had George Clooney in the Flash movie. You had Michael Keaton in the Flash movie. You had Ben Affleck in the Flash movie, right? And they're looking at maybe possibly getting another Batman for the what do they call it? The Brave and the Beautiful, Bold and the Beautiful, whatever it's called. Brave and the Bold. Literally, you have 5 different Batmans out there. Literally. So which one? I don't know. Hard. You gotta have a flow chart and keep track of all that sort of stuff. All sorts of it here. He was also in Harry Potter, if that helps. Oh, okay. Corn Sweat. Okay. Gonna be honest. Bear's gonna take a lot of heat for this. Never saw a single Harry Potter movie. I'm proud of it, too. Gosh darn it. Proud of it. Never saw a single one. Oh, Amy has the best drawing of Superman, and Jiminy sent it to her. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. He says he'll try and do better next time. Oh, well, she does love it, though. She does love it. Yeah, Bear got his. I'm assuming you're talking about the Monster Hunt 2. Yeah, Bear got it, gosh, maybe 2 months ago? Something like that. I lost track of time. It's been a while. Twilight Bat wasn't in the Flash. Yeah, again, so it's completely. Yeah. So can you imagine? Okay, honey, let's go to the Batman film that's opening. Oh, okay, which Batman is it? Oh, well, it could be George Clooney. Oh no, it could be old Twinkle Toes. Oh no, it might actually be Robert. It was Robert Pattinson. It could be Michael Keaton. No, it might be Ben Affleck. It might be somebody completely new. I have no idea. Good luck. Good luck with that. Good luck. Let's see. Yeah, it was Batman and Robin, and yes, George Clooney was the best Bruce Wayne we've gotten. That's true. That's true. Beer takes a lot of heat, says Batman and Robin was better than the Batman. Come on at Beer. Come on at him. He's right here, behind the microphone. I'm not saying it's a good film. I'm not saying it's a good film at all. It's just better than the Batman. Terrible film. Awful film. God, they just need to burn the negatives and get it over with. There's 3 pages of Lonestar to finish coloring. Oh, great. Good job. So it should be ready to print soon. There we go. Thank you, Amy. Twinkle Toes Batman. What kind of action feature did that figure have? Bear just blanks out sometimes on the actor's name. So there you go. Mike does have 20 kids. And some crisis actors as well. There's no excuse. Toss them in a box and crayons and get it done. Get it done. Or as Beer says, you should have just had Kelsey Shannon do it though, from get-go. Just have Kelsey do it, for crying out loud. He already did the cover. Just say, hey, Kelsey, you want to draw the rest or color the rest of the book? And, you might not hear back from him for 3 months, but, we did Lone Star 3 start funding. Gosh, it's been a minute out there. It has been a minute. Kick Bear. What? Yeah, for crying out loud. No Harry Potter, no peace. Well, there we go. There we go. I guess that's the way that Bear leaves it here. Shows everybody a half box open here and tells everybody he never checked out a Harry Potter movie, and his whole audience turns against him. Here comes in the thumbs down and everything. There we go. There we are. Maybe it does need to be a bit better than crayon, says Amy. That's true. That is true. All right, I'm out of water, people. Out of water? And it's 10 o'clock. Holy cow. Bear is getting hungry here. Bear is getting hungry. He needs to go get something to eat. Crying out loud. All right, let me go quickly through everything here. I want to thank everybody that shows up. We do appreciate it. We are, 5 or 6 subscribers away from 400 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. Bear would appreciate it. But want to thank Amy and Melissa out there for keeping Bear hungry even when they couldn't even see the box open that Bear was talking about. So there you are. I want to thank VM, Jiminy as well, do appreciate it. And of course, all of our Russian bots and lurkers out there, we appreciate each and every one of you. Well, people, you know what? All of this talk about, I don't know, Blue Beetles? Yeah, we'll go with that. Blue Beetles is making Bear hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrr.